YouTube. Today is episode 26 on the model farm. So today we've got the last bit of silage happening, maize. So Robert's carting to his brother's farm, and hedge cutting is coming to a bit of an end. Planting is starting and ending. Still got a bit of manure. The new farmer, who we are not going to mention yet, but we do know his name. His name we will mention soon, but a lot of work's being done. So basically, starting over at Finbar's yard, his old major has come over. So yeah, that's good. And one tractor comes, the other one has to go. So I'm afraid the county it's going to his other farm to be left for quite a while, because he doesn't want to sell it, because it will eventually they're worth a lot, and even more without wheels will be worth a lot still, I reckon. And he definitely can't weld it back on. So his son's just on the Volvo, but him and his friend actually aren't going to take this. His son's going to take it in the hours, but him and his friend are going off in the T1 and the Range Rover Classic to a car show. They're all going in convoy, so you've got the Landy pickup tow truck, then you've got the other classy Range Rover, so that is a lovely Range Rover there, and a Willys MB Jeep. So you may see I've installed some lights. This is a big project I'm thinking of, and it's just to try and light it up. No pun intended. So yeah, not much is going on actually on his farm. All the crops are rolled and drilled, and so it's now just the growing stage. So yeah, here we've got the Dutes. So this is Robert, his son is driving the Dutes farm, first time driving it, and he's a madman on it, let's say that. He's got the Dutes and he's overloaded it, like it just wouldn't stop, and then the forage harvester driver just had to say no more, and now he's losing half the crop because this beamer's parked here. Now we think he's got out just to film these bunch of old cars here, but it just doesn't make sense. Why park on a farm track when you can see a tractor coming through? You could park on the field and then the tractor just comes through. But it just doesn't make any sense. And he may as well get a bit of muck and just throw it at him, because in the end he could go into a nasty crash and he would have been to blame. But that's his property. So yeah, anyway, they're carting from his brother's land, but they would normally be carting a road quite close, but that road's been shut, which is quite annoying, and the forager's like 10 fields down, so they are definitely on a long draw, and the case is also on the long draw with the tiny trailer, and I think they've got 2 other trailers, and it's massively long, so not good. Escorts there, nobody's in the pub because I don't think mass is on, so, and all these buildings and stuff are shut at the moment because there's been a massive power outage, I've heard, and so they're going to have to get all the big contractors to come out, and they're going to have to dig up the road, and all dreadfulness. But here we've got the voucher T4. This is one of Mick's workers, Mick and James, one of their workers. They're just hedge cutting in this last field, and also they're still going at the silage, so they're making it into digest state, but I don't know when they're going to spread it, because I think the ban's come along, hasn't it? Pretty sure a slurry ban's come, so I think they're just making more digest state, and then farmers are just taking it, and they must just be storing it, to be honest. But yeah, not the best. I think they're going to try and leave that till after Christmas and then sell it off to like Robert and people. They did open it quite early, just because they were in quite desperate need for money. Not that they always are, But here we've got a lovely scene of the 8737 and on the Lemkin and the JCB loading them up with loading it up with fertiliser and seeds, mainly seeds I think. And then we've got the JCB van going past, checking on everything. So TC Harrison from Sheffield, as you can probably see. And we've got an old AA van, I think that's also going off to this big car show. But the farmer is called, I think he's called Ricky. Now, correct, I will tell you next week if I'm wrong or if I'm correct. That's just an estimated guess from what I've been told by the folk and all of his mates who he's made friends with, like James and Mick or the contractors and stuff. Speaking of James and Mick, they've got quite a few pieces of equipment on hire. So they've got the New Holland, which is carting back and forth. They've got the Volvo, which the Volvo's been non-stop now. It was a good investment, that was. So it's now pulling out these poles, and then they're going to take this sign out. That was just, it was just trying to promote John Deere's, because I think he's a John Deere fan. I'm not actually. We don't know yet, but we don't know much about this farmer. But we've got rocks and stuff. He definitely owns this field. He doesn't own that field yet. Yet. That's a big word there, yet. So, the Merlot from Robert's farm and both the loading shovels. And this is Ricky's 2CV. Now, this is what he's bought because he's now a multi-millionaire. And this only took a little bit. Might just be a millionaire. This only took a little bit of a chunk, but that is in mint condition, and I think that's going to be one of his lots of cars probably. But that's a new model on the scene. So here we've got a lovely case in David Brown colouring going off. He's just bought himself from a auction. He's just bought a trailed forager. So just has a little farm, big tractor, little forager. We've got the, don't know what they are, but they're like the council and stuff. They're coming out with the 8737 that they got at Robert's Agrico's auction. Landy, Jaguar. Robert is busy. He's doing some planting. So he's got the TM out. Hasn't got the minion weight, it's got the rock fork on. So, yep, that's good. The Massey is rolling, the Bull's still hanging about, quad's going past, motorbike. Now his cousin, I think, or might be his son, I don't know, who now has his tractor here, he is doing a bit of maintenance to the case as he had a flat tyre. So Robert's trusted him to be able to do this correctly, because if he can't, and if he loses a piece, for example, that's going to cost him. So we're hoping he manages to do it, otherwise he's going to be in trouble with Robert. And they're also fixing the hitch on the baler. No major problems, just always needs replacing once in a while. Cows are in for the moment, as it's the evening now. Because the nights are getting darker, they always let them in now, since you never know what could be happening. They need to come inside. So David Brown's been getting even more dirtier now, and the young lad who works for Robert is just getting out of that. So that is a mucky machine, that is real mucky. And slurry tanker's there. Other slurry tanker plus the bales, they're going to get cracked into those bales soon, I reckon. Katana's off at the field doing the work, as I've said. Landy's going past behind this very slow machine. The JCB haulage is taking this old, probably retired Stobart lorry, and Atkinson lorry, I don't know. But as you can see, it's like splitting in the middle, and the paint's chipping away. And I think either that's going off to a museum, which must be a very rustic museum to have that, or it's just going to the scrap heap, because you'd make a good amount of money off scrap of that, I reckon. But maybe when it was brand new. Here we've got the John Deere on manure spreader. So that's doing a good job there, just doing a bit of contracting around the place. They did ask PJ if he wanted some work done, but PJ said he's not spending any money unless he has to. And at the moment, the sheep are all comfortable, his horse is comfortable. I don't know if I mentioned about the 135 and the cabin coming off, but that was a job that he did. He just felt like it would be good to be able to place it on and off, because then in the summertime he can do raking, or like he can do more important jobs, and he can see a lot easier, because he lost all the wing mirrors, he lost the mirrors in general, and he had no way to see. And also it's a bit like with his landy, he likes that customised. So that landy's doing good. The cab's in there. The sheep are doing well. It just gives them a portion of hay every day. So, portion of hay every day. Lovely jubbly. The forager's parked up. Then next week, I've heard there's going to be a massive contract going on, where they're going to have 3 harvesters going off. They're going to have like tons of trailers. There's like, I don't know, 60,000 acres, or acres I think, of maize to be cut in like, I don't know, 60 hours or something. So they're going to be working at least 3 days. So everything's just having a quick rest before the mad rush, and like it's going to be miles away. They can only have 50k tractors, so that fence that's in there, that probably might be allowed, but they may have to put that on the book rake or something. But I mean, I've heard it's gonna be massive, so that's what to look forward to. Comment down below what you want to see next episode. Would you want to see a studio tour? Or do you just like seeing these more farm episodes? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.